Thank you for joining Unity of Sebring. If you find our lessons helpful, please consider donating at www.unityofsebring.org.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to Unity of Sebring. I'm Sunny Zengler, licensed Unity teacher. Let's do the peace prayer, and then we will have this really cool song. Peace prayer is on the screen. Together, on this day and every day, we dedicate ourselves to peace on earth. We accept ourselves without harsh judgment and express appreciation for our individuality. We live without fear and meet the events of this day with confidence. We accept others without prejudice and experience a sense of unity with all people, in harmony with ourselves, our lives, and all others. We live this day with a peaceful mind, a peaceful heart, and a peaceful spirit. And so it is. If you want to stand up, you're more than welcome to stand or remain seated for the song. Well, I'm standing up, so it's one of those songs. Since I've sung that song. Thank you. Okay, and the daily word for today is pray for others. And the affirmation is, I know the truth of each dear one I hold in prayer. Boy, is this apropos for today. The affirmation, I know the truth of each dear one I hold in prayer. Let's take that together. I know the truth of each dear one I hold in prayer. What an honor it is to hold others in prayer. I am grateful for the sacred trust and use it to see beyond appearances, knowing they are temporary conditions. I focus on the unchangeable truth that each one for whom I pray is a divine being, a living expression of God. As I pray for others, I envision divine peace, calming thoughts, and strengthening faith. I see healing leading to the realization of wholeness. I pray divine love and wisdom create harmony in relationships, guiding every decision. I affirm divine order is established in every area of life. Let me say that again. Divine order is established in every area of life. I claim for them the zeal to complete everything that needs to be done. I then give thanks grateful to bless others with the gift of prayer. And I want to just interject here. Those of you may not be familiar with Charles and Myrtle Fillmore, the co-founders of Unity. But one of the basic statements that Charles Fillmore made that is published and taught is that I fairly sizzle with zeal and enthusiasm and leap forth with a mighty faith to do that which is to be done by me. I fairly sizzle with zeal and enthusiasm. And when it says, I claim for them the zeal to complete everything that needs to be done, there we are. That's basic unity. I then give thanks, grateful to bless others with the gift of prayer. And then from Matthew 18:19, again, truly I tell you, if two of you agree on earth about anything you ask, it will be done for you by my Father in heaven. And the affirmation again together, I know the truth of each dear one I hold in prayer. And so it is. Now, do we have a statement of being? Join together with me as it is on the screen. Together. There is only one presence, one power in the universe and in my life. God the good, omnipotence. And the mission statement, Unity of Sebring. Unity of Sebring is the radiant expression of the Jesus Christ message of truth, light, and love, shining forth to welcome and bless us all, quickening in each person an awareness of inherent value, worthiness, and purpose. We have another song, and this is one of my favorite of Daniel's. Get Ready, My Soul.
And I chose this song because it really is saying something that we have an amazing opportunity to do today. If you've watched the online services from our guest speaker today, you'll find that we're going to be in a different state by the time this is done. So let's get ready.
Absolutely.
Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Everything I've ever done, everything I've ever seen, everything I've lost or won, everything I've ever dreamed has brought me here to this present moment here, to a new beginning here. And I'm seeing life so clearly now. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. deeper, deeper than I've ever been before. Here I go, closer, closer, closer to my sacred source. And here we go, deeper, deeper, deeper than we've ever been before. Here we go, closer, closer, closer to my sacred source. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Get ready, my soul.
And it is my sacred honor to introduce Reverend Elizabeth Longo.
Wow. I'm blown away. I feel so much love here. You are blessed, 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 blessed. Do you know that? Yes. Now, is your soul ready to expand even more? Because when two or more are gathered with that intention, the presence of the living, loving God, the very essence of who we are, expands. And there are no limits where we can go in that expansion. Get ready, my soul. Yes, our souls are ready this morning. Meister Eckhart, the 13th century mystic, said, if the only prayer we will ever say is thank you, that is enough. And every morning I begin my day with thank you, God. Thank you for every breath, for every moment of my life. Because being in that space of gratitude does something to our soul, right? And you know, we've come out of a long time being locked up. You know, we've lived through a pandemic, and we're saying where everything is going back to normal. But I think we've all been changed as a result of this. And for me, what has changed tremendously is that I don't take anything for granted anymore. I'm grateful for everything, every moment. And now I feel that it's not enough to know these powerful teachings. It's like, how do we live this truth? How do we embody these teachings? The awakening part is easy. Oh, okay, I get it. The living, loving Christ is here. The presence of God. I am that I am. And in that I am, we have superpowers, 12 superpowers that we need to light up every morning, right? So we can remember to live from this space. And I think we're all being called right now to even deepen in this love. I believe we're going through another renaissance, a renaissance of radical love. How do we live this love? God is love. Love is at the very core of our being. See, we're all on a hero's journey. And we have the heart of a hero with a monkey mind. And one of my favorite scriptures is, be ye transformed by the renewal of your mind. And that is the beauty that we have choice at any moment how we face any circumstance. We have a choice. Do we come from fear or faith? So what I'm proposing this morning is to have a radical shift to enter the heart mind, the mind of God, not that little mind that has been conditioned by our habitual way of being, and enter a deeper mind, the mind of God. And that we open our hearts as wide as possible, with an open heart that can meet anything and embrace every part of our lives. Even those parts that we've been pushed out, that we can embrace everything. Open heart. See, we are pure being. We are the light of the world. We're consciousness itself having this unique experience. The divine is waking up in each and every one of us. Look around. Everyone you see is the face of God. Beautiful faces. Just like each one of us has our own unique thumbprints. We are all unique, yet our very essence is one with the one. So we can embody this human experience knowing that our essence is divine, fully human. Nothing is left out. But how do we do this? By minding the mind, by noticing who is having this thought. Oh, let me step back. Noticing our self-talk. Words have power. What we focus on expands. And when we have a conclusion about something, our minds are not open to see anything else. Sometimes I have been feeling that I'm living in two different planets at the same time because the mindsets are so different. And if we can just step back and see that we all want the same thing. We all want to be loved. We all want to love. We want to serve. We all are in this together. There's only one presence and one power in the entire universe, and it is always, always in the present moment. One of my favorite poets, Rumi, said, "Don't go back to sleep. Stay awake, stay present." Once we have a glimpse of who we are, the divinity that lives in us, then we have a responsibility to really live from that space, to mind our thoughts. Can you believe that half of the year is already gone? Half of the year already gone. And we began the year with some intentions. Are we still focused on what's important? Or do we give our power away to insignificant things? So this morning, are you ready to empty your mind? Think of your mind as a vessel. To empty it, to release, to let go of anything that's holding you back so that we can stretch it to greater awareness of the love, the joy, the peace, the light, the miracle of being alive. It's a miracle. Think about this. We are right now on a floating rock sitting in the middle of nowhere. How could we not have faith? How could we not have faith in something greater? So we can just relax like the lilies of the field and knowing that we are being taken care of no matter what. The love of God will never, ever abandon us. How could the love of God abandon us? Because we are one with it. We can seemingly be separate through our thoughts. So we want to watch our thoughts and instead breathe more into the heart. Open our hearts and be present here and now. Because life is here. The past, gone. The future, uncertain. The present moment is a gift. It's a present. It's a gift. Life is here. So we want to show up fully in our lives. And by the way, when Charles Fillmore wrote what he wrote about sizzling, he was 93 years old. So age is only a number. We're just starting. A point of power is here and now. I want to read to you from Ernest Holmes wrote, "The mind is a magnet, and we attract that with which we identify the self. In order to get the most out of life, we must learn consciously to change many of our habitual thought patterns." And I'm going to stop here about habitual thought patterns. When you first wake up in the morning, we're in that la-la land, we still don't know who we are. And then we put on our thinking hat. And it's the same thoughts recycled. And if it's not exactly the same thought, it's the same energy. It's like if you are already used to, if your habit is to worry, you're going to find something to worry about, right? We all know those people. Nobody here, of course. So I'm going to continue. So in order to get the most out of life, we must learn consciously to change many of our habitual thought patterns. This is not easy, for our old thought patterns cling to us like a second skin. They cling with great tenacity. But the good news is, being thought patterns, they can be reversed. Mark Twain said, "I have been through some terrible things in my life, some of which actually happened." Right? You know? And the thing is, tell the truth. We have to get honest. I'm talking about the expansion and not only go affirm that you're good, but be honest. As soon as you catch yourself having a thought of worry, of fear, stop. Take a breath. Notice. This is not the truth of who I am. Then focus on the truth. And then, nevertheless, I'm willing. Because you must be willing. You must be willing to change. If you are not willing to change, change will not happen. You have to be open and receptive to change. So the mind is a vessel. And minding the mind is our key to happiness and to living a life well lived. So if we're carrying a heavy load, our minds is not open to possibilities. So we got to release. Last week we celebrated the 4th of July, Independence. And I believe the most important thing is to celebrate our own independence. And I looked up the word freedom, the metaphysical meaning of the word freedom. And it was something that caught my eye. Without thought. Without thought. The space of just being. Take a breath with me. Here, now, all is well. So that space without thought. is harmonious. There's an intelligence. There's an intelligence in the silence. That space is like the sky, unchanging and ever, ever present. So no matter what, we can come and find our strength in just being, in the here and the now. Does the sky have any problems with the dark clouds? No. The sky doesn't focus on, I'm going to accept this cloud, I'm not going to accept that other one. It just is. So as we grow in consciousness and we become more aware of our divine self, that our essence is divine, when we just take a breath and rest, just as presence, just being here, we can embrace this human experience with more expansion and with more love, because our hearts are open to love. And then we realize that ultimately we're all here to embrace this love and to share this love and the light that we are, the truth that sets us free. And just like Jesus, our way shower, came to realize, as we expand in consciousness, when we are in that state of fully aligned with the very essence of what we are in alignment with the Father, as he came to realize the Father and I are one. There are many states of consciousness and nothing wrong with it. Even in 24 hours, we can go through many states of consciousness. Just don't beat ourselves up when we're feeling out of alignment. Just give yourself a little more love. Because we have a tendency, and I'm saying we because in our humanity, this little monkey mind says, I should have known better. I'm a good Unity student. And we whip ourselves. How does that serve us? No. Instead, taking a breath, coming back into alignment. What would love do here? How can I see this in a different way? What am I needing now? Self-care, self-love. We're all being called to a greater awareness of who we are, to wake up from this presence, and then we can be more compassionate with those that are not living from that space, that might be even acting out because they're hurting. Hurt people act out. Then we can really be more compassionate with others and with ourselves too. And forgive ourselves, release any guilt, anything we might be holding on from the past. Let it go. The point of power is always here and now. So that's how we enter the mind of God that's here. There's actually greater intelligence in the heart than there is in the brain. And then we're in alignment, we're in coherence, mind, body, spirit. There's intelligence in our bodies too. So we embrace it all. Every breath that we take in, there is intelligence. We are surrounded by infinite abundance of good. We are swimming in an ocean of divine substance. We are incarnations in the mind of God. No separate life. Absolutely no separate life. Only one life ever awakening to itself, to the radiance of spirit. And the worst thing that could happen, as Byron Katie says, is a thought. Ouch. Really. All is well here, in the here and now. We want to watch our minds, cleanse our minds, let it go. You might be familiar with the professor that knew it all, had written many, many books, and he goes to see this master monk in a cave, and he travels far away to go see him. And he goes there to talk about his latest theory about this and that, and the monk is just there, can't get a word in, brings some tea, and starts pouring the tea, the professor, and keeps on pouring until the tea starts spilling. And the professor said, "But what are you doing? Can't you see that the cup is full?" And the monk said, "Yes, just like your mind is so full, it's not open to receive anything else." A mind that is so full isn't open to the newness, isn't open to see possibilities. Charles Fillmore, the co-founder of the Unity Movement, had a practice. Every time he needed clarity regarding anything, he would say, "I'm going to headquarters." That meant he was going to be in alignment with God, to prayer, to the silence, to listen. And he also had a practice every night before going to sleep to do an inventory of the day. If anything during the day had been out of alignment or anything, so that he could make corrections or amendments if needed to, so that you don't carry the stuff, the heaviest stuff with us. We want to travel light. Right now, it's summer. There's a lot of movement in our country, lots of people traveling, right? What are we putting in our suitcase? What is really important? It's a good time to do an inventory, to lighten up. What do I need to release? Years ago, I went on a retreat in the desert in Arizona. And they took us out and left us each in a different place where we really had to face all our fears. And it was quite intense. And then we had a practice where we had to think about every experience in our lives that has felt heavy. And for everything that came up in our minds, we had to carry a rock in a bag. After a while, that bag got really, really heavy. Until we reached the place where it was like, are you ready to let it go? And at some point, we got to let it go. What really matters? What is the most important thing in our lives? What's the first thing that comes to you in your mind? For me, it's love. Knowing my oneness with love, which is my oneness with God, with my Creator, and serving that 100%. Serving that. Be God's vessel. To shine love, which means shining light. And then because we have free will, when fear comes up, we can face it. False evidence appearing real. I like to say, face it. Fear, face it. And shift. Shift to faith. We all need a faith lift once in a while. So that we can live with more ease and lighter. And sometimes it's good even in our homes to go around and move the energy, because the outside is a reflection of the inner. So as I am letting go of things around the house, I have been downsizing. I'm also doing it as a spiritual practice to cleanse my mind, to release, to let go what is essential. And the morning I wake up, it's really going to surrendering to something greater than just my personality. As I do in recovery, surrender to a higher power, putting God first. The kingdom of God is at hand. Heaven or hell, a thought away. And then we can learn from the children. What did Jesus say? You must be like a child to enter the kingdom. Bring curiosity into our lives. What do I love? And taking moments to just sit. There's still a child here in our hearts with longings, with desires. What do I love? For me, there's a few things that gets me out of my head sometimes. A walk in nature. Sitting by a lake. Watching the water. Painting. I don't have to be the best painter. Just being there. Writing. Doing something. Connecting with someone. Heart to heart. Authentically. Deeply, fully. Those are things that gets us out of that small mind. That mind that doesn't like to be here, because that mind is always looking ahead. What's going to happen? Or I was so happy before, this, that. Life is here and now, in this very moment. And then we stand in gratitude, in deep appreciation for everything. And even when things are not turning out the way we thought, or we're in the midst of a challenge, then we go, God, I can't wait to see the blessing in this, because there's got to be a blessing here somewhere. And somehow we grow stronger through life's challenges, don't we? You might be familiar with this. Henry Ford said, if you think you can or think you can't, you're right. And from the Dhammapada, which is one of the primary collections from the Buddha, all we are is the result of what we have thought. And of course, the master teacher Jesus, it is done unto you as you believe. So think, this will never work for me. I can't do this. I can't have that. That will be the experience. That will be your experience. But see, when we're willing to just expand, like it happened, the miracle that we just saw, then there's always a solution. We find another way. We stretch. And Richard Bach, in one of his great books, Illusions, wrote, argue for your limitations, and they are yours. Our minds are a gift from God. And when we think in constriction, we cut ourselves off from the power of divine ideas where the solutions can be found. Remember, when we have a conclusion, our mind is going to look for evidence, and it's not open to see the possibilities. We want to be in that space of willingness. But that I can't syndrome is a very, very tough one, right? I know. But you know what I can't is sometimes? Technology. Oh, I close myself so much, and it might be as easy as just touching a button, but I can't even see the button because I close my mind to it. Yet you ask a 5-year-old, and they can figure it out in 2 minutes. So I'm learning to stretch in those situations, to take a breath, to go into the silence, take a breath, embrace with compassion all the stuff that comes up for me, all my I can'ts. Because then that I can't, oh my God, it calls forth all its family and friends, and then there's a pity party. So breathe and stretch and go, okay, let me see another way out of this. Actually, this is a true story. A fourth grade teacher in Michigan a few years ago, she was just tired of hearing the kids saying, oh, I can't do this mathematical problem, it's too tough, and I can't just eat one cookie, and I can't do this, and I can't that. And she said, you know what? All of you write a list of all your I can'ts. So they all wrote their I can't. The teacher did too. She took a shoebox and she said, okay, all of you come and put your I can'ts here. And had them all go outside. She took a shovel from the janitor's office, opened a 3-foot hole, put the box in there, said, children, hold your hands. From now on, I can't is going to rest in peace. And we're going to celebrate the brothers and sisters. I can and I will. So we have our own I can'ts. We all do. Those stopping points that we can just go, no. It's never too late. So when those monkeys start acting up, remember, oh no, my essence is divine. I am timeless. I am whole. I am complete. I am a beautiful being of light and love. Let's say that together. I am a beautiful being of light and love. And I'm not going to let the I can'ts stand in the way of the good that I am here to share. And open my heart to experience life fullness, because God is experiencing through us. The one presence is experiencing this life. Everything we see and perceive is divine. So we want to wake this up and live from this and not go back to sleep. So to close this morning, I'm going to invite us. If you are willing, is everyone willing? Yes. To release anything in our minds that feels heavy. Let it go. And say yes to living full-heartedly with an open heart. And when you open your heart, just visualize your heart smiling and saying, thank you, thank you, thank you, so that we live our lives in love, in light, in faith. And the power for this month, the unity power for this month is understanding. In any situation, we can stand under, see it from a different perspective, understanding. And so when we say, I can't understand, stop, breathe. Let me turn my superpower on. Let me turn the light of understanding. I am willing to live from the awakened Christ. I am willing to live with an open heart and be in this place of curiosity and wonder, and know that no matter what, all is well. All is well. And every moment is an opportunity to say, thank you, thank you, thank you, God. And so it is. Namaste.
I breathe in,
is well in this moment. So as we breathe, we're taking in pure beingness, light, love, new beginnings, new energy that renews us. Every breath is a reminder that we are being lived. If you haven't done so already, I invite you to close your eyes. Feel your feet on the ground. And just like the chair is supporting your physical body, the entire universe is loving and supporting you. You are never, ever alone. You are embraced by the love of God. There are a million of angels whispering in your ear. Wake up, my child. You and I are one. I love you as my very own self. Relax and allow yourself to dive deeper within. Now notice your breath again, taking a deep breath all the way to the belly. And as you exhale, let go, and let God be God in you. And as you are inhaling now, let these words resonate in your heart. God is. And as you exhale, I am. Inhaling, God is. Exhale, I am. God is love. I am love. God is strength. I am strength. God is joy. I am joy. God is peace. I am peace. Let everything be still in this moment. In the silence, I know, and I know that I know my oneness with my Creator. Here now, all is well. And now bring your awareness to your heart space. Let any sense of separation go to the nothingness. As your heart opens wider, be willing to stretch and open yourself to live from a greater awareness of who you are, at the very truth of your being. Your essence is divine. I am whole and complete. And you see a beautiful light shining within your heart, and you're invited to cross the threshold to your inner sanctuary. Here you have never been hurt or betrayed in any shape or form. You are whole and complete. There's a beautiful light welcoming you, embracing you, and you are one with the light. And the light begins to shine even more brilliantly and expands, going forth to every cell, every atom, every molecule of your body, healing whatever needs to be healed, renewing you, filling you with vitality, new life. I am the light. And then you see that the light continues to expand, and you know that you have a body, but you're so much more than a body. You are pure beingness. You are the light of all lights. And a thought might come up, but you realize that you are the thinker behind the thoughts. And you have the power to change your mind. And breathe and let the love that you are embrace you. And feel like a mantle all over you. You are safe, my child. I love you. All is well. And knowing that there is no such thing as separation, send your love and light to family, to friends, whether near or far. And even those that have crossed to the other side, we send them love and light, knowing that life is eternal. Our spirits have no beginning and no end. And we send love and light to our entire state and our country and out to the world as we begin to see a world that works for all with no boundaries. A world at peace. And we know that peace begins with each and every one of us. And ask in your heart, what am I being called to be? What must I release? I am ready to expand in consciousness, in the awareness of my oneness with my Creator. And we listen as our intuition guides us every moment. And now take a breath and gently begin to come back. With a grateful heart, we feel our feet again on the ground. Taking a breath. Being grateful for this human experience, knowing the truth of who we are, we can embrace it all, and all is well. And gently begin to wiggle your fingers, bring your hand to your heart, give yourself some love. And whenever you're ready, begin to open your eyes and just look around and give your best smile to someone close to you. And see them as God sees them. A beautiful incarnation of the divine. And all is well, and so it is. Namaste.
I am so am so blessed. I am so blessed. Grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
We appreciate you joining us once again. Some portions of this service have been edited to fit the available time. We look forward to seeing you next week.